Hello and welcome to What's Map for Cities Skylines, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. There are thousands of items on the workshop now, so finding the right one for your next city build is a huge task. So each day, Monday to Saturday, we'll review some using our 5-star rating and the coveted seal of approval. So join me, fellow Skylines explorers, as we venture out to today's new land. Who am I? I'm BonBonB, and you are very, very welcome.
Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. BonBon here, how you doing? Now today is the second day this week where we're going back into the recent history on the workshop 4 months ago at a map that I didn't get a chance to review at the time because of busyness. Yeah, every week I go onto the Steam Workshop, have a look at the new release maps, and the ones that look interesting through the thumbnails or the descriptions are the ones that I put on my long list of things to do if I get the time, and today is the opportunity for this. Also gives me the opportunity to prove that my Spanish isn't quite as bad as my German. I won't say better then. Barely. Daily reminder time? Are you ready? Waggle those fingers with me, please. Waggle them now. That's right, hitting the like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people, and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. So thank you. Okay, let's crack on and do Vilanova in Geltrú, Spain by Doftrock 14. I'm not sure why it's Vilanova Geltrú, Spain and not España. That's going to scratch in my head for a little while. There's your start square with some coast and a little bit of a road connection. Not too much in the way of resources, but there they go. And then if we head over to the workshop now, Network Extensions 2 and the New Caledonia concrete theme are the two evident things. Except for that doesn't automatically load, you'll have to add that one in yourself. And then we'll be using, say it with me, the realistic 1.2 LUTs because none is prescribed. Okay, now this little highway connection, this is going to take us down along the coast a bit. I chose this just for a mix-up of the routes. It doesn't actually connect with the edge of the map. Well, it does, but there is no outside connection with the edge of the map with this one. We've got some what look like jinky jankies. These are slightly too curved to be jinky jankies, so I'll give credit. But I wanted to come down here for this purpose. This roundabout here is joined up by this gouge, and it's you're looking again, oh my god, is this one of these maps? Well, this is unusual on this map. There's nothing else quite like that gouge on the map, but I've had to take this route to show it, so that's probably about as bad as the map gets. Okay, don't expect anything quite that bad anywhere else. There will be a few minor grubbles and gribbles, but it's not horrendous. It's not a horrendous map, okay? The detailing is, if anything, just substandard, but easily fixed when you're working down at ground level. Like this looks like it could be low enough to have some street light clipping, but it's perfectly aligned and actually just a fraction too high, so that's good. I want to say too high, that's good. Oh, there was a jinky janky, just missed that one. Lots of little bridges like this one, which flirts with Blue Mantle, but aren't so bad. But we do have some gloopy water coming along underneath it. Now, is that start of map water flow, or is that permanent? We'll have to come back after the intermission to find that one out. Now, the roads, I don't know if they're done with the parallel road tool, but for somebody who's a little bit glitchy with their detailing, this is pretty smooth. This is pretty smooth indeed. And I would say that the terrain has been modified for this. I don't know whether that's been done by setting as ground level and smooth slopes. But one thing or another, the roads are pretty reasonable. Pretty reasonable indeed. Apart from one or two bits of jinky janky. Which, to be fair, those ones were way out in the ether, outside of the 25 tiles. Now, we've got this intersection here, and we have got one of my minor bugbears. It's a minor bugbear. When you get these elevated sections coming down to ground, we have this concrete barrier on either side to stop you from falling off. And if you're driving out onto here, there's no merge lane. You're going to drive straight out into that lane. So, as we're driving down here, we look over our shoulders or into the wing mirror, and can we see? Actually, we can. because of the downhill slope on that highway, you do actually get a view of the traffic coming. Now, that's on that particular exit there. I'm not looking at the other exits. Also, look at this here. Look at this here. Is this road too low? Is this road too low? Probably not, actually. But over this side, we have got this fellow. That's a problem. That's a problem. A little problem. So anyway, as I was saying, we'll go cross country here. Yes, with those highway walls. On that particular one, it was fine. On others, it may be not quite so good. But it's me being pedantic. I know, I'm a pedant. Now, this intersection here, this one's off to the north, or the top end of the map. Not the north. It could be the north. I don't know which way out this map's supposed to go. Off on the edge of the map again, out of the 25 tiles, it seems to be a bit bleak, so we can ignore that. We do have some tailbacker traffic already at this intersection. We've got some stop-starts here, which is surprising. Oh, what is causing that one? Yeah, you have to do some playing about with nodes. But I want to play about with the nodes at this intersection a little bit, because we've got exactly the same here. Let's use move it. Move it, that's the one. And I'm not going to spend hours on this. I just want to show you where the nodes are. I think it's just that these three here are a little bit close together, possibly. So I'm just going to budge these out just to increase the angle of entry between those two roads there, and see if it's just still not moving enough. Move this out a little bit. I think this needs playing about with a lot more than I've got time to say. That started to flow things a little bit more, but only in small clusters. It's a little bit better. They're not stopping. So anyway, minor problems with this intersection, but yeah, and now they're stopping again. Yeah, want to be fixed. We've also got the texturing on this and the tree hanging on the edge there. Yeah, the texturing on New Caledonia doesn't work really well for these gouged sections. It looks just well, just the texture's not good, is it? Not so bad on hills. I don't mind it sort of like looking at the rough look on the hills, but not those absolute vertical drops. And again, not a jinky janky because it's curved, but it's kind of a little bit awkward looking, that bend. Having said that, this road here, we've got some interesting looking curves, and I'm putting like this one here down to a real life mapping, and I'm going to let that go, because to me that looks like that is based off of what's the word I'm looking for, map overlays. There we go. Yeah. Okay, right, now this roundabout here, quite like it over that side. Over this side, not sure how you're going to exit off of here. So once again, a little bit of terrain work there, modification will be required. One of those exits has got a little triangle to get off, and the other three haven't. Don't know what to say about that, really. This intersection, quite loopy. Got roundabouts going places, and if we were to go this way, this takes us off into the hills and down to the harbour. We'll go towards the harbour a little bit later, but we're going back towards the start square now. This one down, this intersection here is where we're going to exit towards the start square. That one that goes off into the distance there, that's where we could have started from if we'd gone directly straight on off at the beginning. Here we have got one of a few, but the only one we're going to look at, yeah, a clipping lamppost there. There are a few others, but I'm just like feeling generous today. Feeling generous. It's not going to score highly on detailing anyway, and if I show too many of those lampposts, you're going to be screaming out for a 1-star map. It's not a 1-star map, okay? It's not. It's not bad. It's actually not too bad, really. This is a start square. It does take in a little bit of the coastline, but like start square build plane, I just wanted to show you this area here. A little roundabout at the bottom there to get you started. And over here we've got one of these little things. Yes, it's today's asset of the day, and it's fountains. DPB feature animated by Robert Robert. I don't know which it is. I've got to make a decision. I'm going Robert. I stick with Robert. Robert, if you're Robert, I'm sorry. Yes, it's an animated little fountain. Perfect for city centres. Not the most finely detailed of things, but you're not really supposed to be coming down to ground level to look at animations like I'm about to do here. And factoids, because factoids. Mills and Boon sold 20 million romantic novels each year in Great Britain during their peak. 20 million slushy books. A Fountains DPB feature animated by Roberts. Today's asset of the day. Okay, let's roll back and have a look at the rail. The rail is kind of on par with the roads, to be honest with you. Yeah, not horrific in any way, shape or form. We'll run along here, across the little bridge there, along the coast here. It's a bit closer to the coast here, a little bit of sand there, and through some trees here. Nicely cut through, nice route. Obviously based on real life. Not too much to say here. Missing catenary here. Don't know what's caused that. That happened to me, you know. I had to rebuild the section. I don't know why. It's weird. Oh, speaking of weird. Rocks. Anybody know this area of España? Why would this area be rocks? I'm sure there's a reason. I'm not marking that down. That's just a curiosity, okay? I'm not marking anything down for that because I don't know. That might be a rocky area in real life. I don't know. A little cut-through tunnel there. I've seen slicker, but it's not too bad. It's acceptable. And we've got another little cut-through tunnel there. And again, no problem with that. Ignoring the detailing. Ignore the detailing. We'll do the detailing in a minute. Promise you. I haven't completely missed those little feature areas in the water, shall we say. Follow this around here and down this way, past the harbour, and you've got access to the harbour if you want to do a little bit of harbour work there. And then we have this tunnel here, cuts through here, and a tunnel there. No, I told you. The rail isn't very interesting. It's just, it's adequate. It's fine. Out here, though, in the smoke, we have one of those. Right there, out in the detail. Weird.
Fed up with vanilla or ploppable parking lots in your city? Wondering what Bonnie Day's Parking Lots Roads is all about? Then you need BonBonB's Parking Lots tutorial. Click the information button below.
And we are back to Vilanova, Geltrú, España. DOFC Troc 14 is the creator. Shipping routes. There's no real problems with shipping routes, apart from one little thing. This. The acute turn to go into the harbour. I mean, how sharp is that? How sharp is that? So any shipping coming back out this way, you know our ships like a nice slow gentle turn all the way down here. You need a tug to turn that ship round like this way, all the way around to get out that way. That's if the ship needs to go that way. If it needs to go the other way, it's beautiful. But yeah, a little curve like that would be basically much better. Okay, let's have a look at the water flow. Now, to be fair, this river does not run through the start square, but as it is the only flowing water on the map, I thought I would show it. And as you'll notice here, we have got gloopy. It's gloopy water. We'll have a look at the river in a little bit more detail a bit later on, just to be sure. Where's the start square? Start square is in this kind of location. It's a bit further up, I think. Yeah, it's a little bit further up. But yeah, we've got water flowing this way. It's edge of map water flow, so it's not very strong, but it is moving. So I'm going to be happy with that. I'm going to allow it. There's going to be no problem pumping out your sludge into that area there. Right, so let's have a look. There's your map, and we've got the ridge of hills. We've got the cleared flat plain near the coast. Plenty of opportunity to build, of course. And then down here we have got this troublesome river, and it is troublesome. Look at this. Gloop, nothing. Gloop, nothing. Look at this. Hang on, let's have a look and see. Does it actually flood the bridge? It could be close, you know. It could be close. It meets the bridge. Yeah, the structural engineers would not be happy with that. They'd have to come and check up on it. Gloop, nothing. Gloop, nothing. Gloop, nothing. Gloop, nothing. Gloop, nothing. Ah, level. Right, so that's all good up there. The problems are starting around about here. So let's have a look at the yeah, very shallow there. Let's have a look at some of these terrain lines. I think that's the only real way to do this one. And if we have a look here, see, it shallows up. It's fairly deep here. But what you really want when you're building a river is a fairly flat riverbed. And you want it to try and just maybe get wider slowly as you come down the mountain. But what we or down the hills as you come down. But this is what's causing your problem. And then down here, it's forcing it to break the riverbank, which is losing more water out of the steady stream. That is what's causing us to go gloop nothing. That is going to be the same forever. Just need to fix it a little bit. Right, the mix of trees on this map. I like the mix of trees. I don't know whether I mean, conifers next to these white bark trees. I don't know whether that's realistic to space. Not something I imagine. I don't close my eyes and think of lots of conifers in Spain. I'm sure there are some. I'm sure there are some, but it's not really the mix of trees I imagine. The tree placement I'm okay with. I mean, they've managed to like ease off a little bit on the steep slopes, so I'm yeah, quite. And I like these little copses, these little clusters of trees, just for decoration's sake. I think there's a little bit of thought gone into that. I don't think it's just been crazily randomly tree brushed. I think there has been efforts gone in. But I don't know, I just don't completely buy into the tree mix. But I'm buying into the overall effect. So I guess that's what matters. I guess. Not everybody's Mr. Maison. Not everybody's going to look at exactly what's required. But this entire area here, you can get into it. You can build into it. So you can do your big city in this area here. And then go and do some like small villages, whatever, in the hills. Let's have a look at the coastline. It's a bit shabby. I'm going to be honest with you. It's a bit shabby. A little bit of sand going up onto the top of the cliffs there, which I guess I'm going to have a little bit of it. Then we have this cove here that I don't buy at all. Why is there no sand in there? We've got a massive sandbar, massive beach before. It's completely cleared. Now you could say there's like a little harbour or something like that, and it is cleared in real life, but I need a bigger clue to that. Here I feel the sand would be pushed out a little bit more from the river. The river would actually push some of that, and it would edge out a little bit more into the sea. And it's also gouged a little bit too deeply for my particular liking, but hey. Then we have this little area of no sand, but if you have a look, the actual terrain is so shallow there that we're still getting that green, almost mercy algae kind of effect. That's what it is. It's an algae effect underneath where the water is not killing the grass. And yes, I do use the equivalent of no radioactive as a mod, so that will affect things there. I accept that, but I use the same for every map. Here we have a nice harbour. Very hard to get nice smooth lines without using the keys, and that's fine. That's absolutely. I'm going to let that go. I'm fine with that. I am absolutely fine with that. And then down here we have some more sand, and then we've got some drowned trees and another ledge here, another continental shelf edging out into Vilanova, Geltrú. They're going to be the top. This is the Atlantic, I do believe. This is Catalan, I do believe. So yes, it's this would be the Atlantic. Then we've got another nice beach here. You come for a little trip down to the beach. This would be a fine beach to go and have a little play on. And another little cove there, another little harbour at the end. So yes, lots of little feature areas. I mean, we're not talking Zosso levels of detail here, but nice feature areas. This continental shelf, though, I've got to be honest with you, at the very least, and we'll get this fixed in a minute. Shall we please do this right? That. And increase the brush size. Don't know what I was doing there. Don't know what I was doing there. But at the very least, I feel that they need to be smoothed. There needs more work doing than smoothing, but just smoothing it is going to make a world of a difference, as you will see. Right, your chance to vote on this map. Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your votes really do count. See what I mean? I still need to do a lot of work on that, but at least it's not that ledge. Anyway, yeah, we really do use your votes at the end of each month in the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Top 10 maps from the month, and it's you that makes that decision. And I'm going to settle down for a little thumbnail right about here. Aesthetically, it's okay. It's not great by any stretch of the imagination, but it's not a 2-star map. This fits right in that sort of like Colossal Order style vanilla feel, really, sort of, just about. So I'm giving it 3 stars. Only just, low 3. Detailing, lots and lots and lots of little minor issues that need to be tidied up to get it up to 3 stars. It's almost a 3-star map, but not quite. Gameplay potential. If you want to do this particular area, this map would be absolutely fine. If you fancy a map with a coastline, a big build plane, and lots of little areas to go into in hills, this would be fine. Beyond that, not really too much to say. Oh, of course, we've got that bloody river to fix as well. I'm going to give it a middly 3 stars. It's not a solid 3, it's not a low 3, it's a middly 3. Vilanova in a Geltrú span, Doth Trock 14. Today's map of the day, and I'm glad I checked it out. Not every map is going to be a glowing, shining beacon of mappery, but that's not a bad one, and it's very usable. It's just got a few minor faults. Well, thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking, and for subscribing. You can join me for an old map on screen now. Oh, you want to do that? Go and do it now. Go on. What are you still watching? Go. I've been BonBonB. You've been very, very welcome.